we're ready to make our next experiment in chemical wizardry. And this experiment is how to make homemade Play-Doh. Now there's a lot of different recipes for this. We find that this one works fairly well. It is somewhat messy, so you know. Okay, so you're going to need a bowl. And your bowl is basically used for mixing the other ingredients. And if you have a measuring cup at home, that would be great. If you don't, we've provided these 4-ounce souffle cups, which work just as well. Okay, and you have a recipe page that looks like this. Okay, again, a mixture is not a chemical reaction, it is a physical change. So if this Play-Doh were to be left out in the sun for a long time and the water all evaporated, we'd be left with the basic ingredients that started the experiment. So it's a physical change. It's not forming anything new or different than what we started with. Okay, so you'll start with your bowl and some salt. And we're going to measure 2 ounces of salt. This cup here is 4 ounces. So that would be about, what's half of 4? 2. So we're going to make it about half full with salt. About half. Okay, again, our Play-Doh recipe is a little bit like cooking, you know. It depends on a number of different things, and a little estimation's okay. Now we're going to be adding 1 ounce of water to this. So that's about half of what I just poured in. So we're going to add 1 ounce of water. Pouring my 1 ounce of water, or about half of a half, into our bowl. And then I'm going to add some vegetable oil or canola oil. We need 1 spoonful of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon. So I'm just going to estimate that and pour some in. And at this point you can also add whatever flavor of food coloring you'd like. I'm going to put 5 drops of green into it. So quite a lot of ingredients in our experiment here. And our next step will be to mix this all up. And remember, we are making a mixture. And I'm stirring it up in hopes of dissolving all of that salt in there. So the better you dissolve the salt, the better it should work out for you. And right now it's a little bit soupy still. You can still see some of that salt. And if you don't get it all completely dissolved, it should be okay for this experiment. We are making a saturated solution of salt and water, and we have some oil in there. All right, we are now ready for our next ingredient, the real messy one, flour. We're going to be adding 4 ounces of flour, or a half cup. And I'm going to be using my 4-ounce cup that I used before, rather than bring out my measuring cup, because I know that this cup is reliable, because it is exactly 4 ounces, and try not to spill any on the table. So here we go. I'm going to pour all of that into our Play-Doh bowl. So now we have that mess to deal with. And what we're going to do is just stir it all up until we can't stir anymore. can't stir anymore, we're going to start kneading it with our fingers. Yes, it might be a little sticky. If it's too dry, you can add a little water. If it's too wet, you can add a little flour. And so we wind up with our Play-Doh. So I'm going to hold up what it looks like when you first start kneading it. It's going to look something like this. And then, you can roll it into a ball and take that mixture and make whatever you want from it. And that's Play-Doh. Store it in a bag so that it doesn't evaporate the water, and it should last a few days at least. And if it starts getting moldy, time to throw it out. All right, but a very simple recipe for making a unique mixture.